At eCPD webinars, we try to provide a varied program of training events for busy translators and interpreters. All our sessions are online, so no matter where you are, South America, Europe, or even in Japan, you can join us for the live event. But in case you can't for any reason, you can always rest assured that we record every single session and make them available to you 24 hours later, along with a handout. So it's almost the same as if you attended live. We have 3 types of online event. The first is 60 to 70-minute training sessions on specific subjects. This could be an introduction ready for deeper study later, or simply covering a topic that really only requires that amount of time. The second is training courses. These can be anything between 2 and 5 lessons, during which the trainer delves more deeply into a subject and often sets homework and further study to be carried out at home. And our library contains many training events broadcast earlier. Our training sessions, by the way, are approved by ATA and ITI for CPD, or you might call it continuing education, CE purposes. So here's how to book a webinar or a training course. There are just a few simple steps to booking your webinar. Obviously, you first of all choose what you want to do, and then you register for it, and then you pay for it. We do the rest. I'm going to quickly show you now how it's done. So the first thing to do is go to our website at www.ecpdwebinars.co.uk. That brings you up to our home page. You will find that we have a number of drop-down menus. The one I suggest you go to first of all is the calendar of all training. And that brings you to what we call future webinars. And then we're going to browse through our webinars and have a look and see what is for you. I'm going to register today for this one at 4:30 on the 10th of April, all about speech recognition software. So I click on there, and up comes a better description of the webinar, a bit about the speaker, a bit about what's going to happen, the cost, and so on and so forth. Once I've decided I am actually going to register for this, I go to the Register Now button and I type in my name, which is not Jane. This is a made-up name, but I am going to put in my real name so that I can cancel this spurious reservation later. And we'll put in a made-up address, London, and the country. We do like to know what country you're coming in from. It is quite important because of time factors. One thing we cannot do is change the time where you live. You're then asked to do a couple of things. First of all, we ask you to check that you have in fact typed your email address in correctly, because the system doesn't ask you to type it in twice. So you say yes to that, and then there's a little reminder that you will in fact be needing to do one more step before you get your confirmation. And then this particular speaker wanted to know whether I'm already using speech recognition or not. I'm not, so I'll type in no, or choose no, and register. The system then sends me a little message saying I've done it correctly, and it will redirect me to a new page. If it doesn't come up fast enough for you, simply click on that new page, but it will come up automatically eventually. The next step then is to pay. Step 2, when the system returns you to this page, choose a payment method. The easiest and simplest way is to simply click the Add to Cart button, and it will join your, it will come into your shopping basket. You can see I've already been shopping today. And then when I'm ready to pay, I either choose to check out with PayPal or choose a credit card, and you can use your credit card. Should you not wish to do it that way, you can send us a check, provided there is time, and the post will get here in time before the webinar. Or if you're in the UK, pay by internet transfer, or probably what I should say is your bank is in the UK, because you will find that from outside the UK there will be charges which are just hardly worth doing it that way, and it would be easier and cheaper for you to use the credit card method. So that is what you do. Just one little word about VAT. If you're in the EU and you're registered for VAT and there is time before the webinar, you can ask us to send an invoice payable under the reverse charge scheme. Read our FAQs to find out a little bit more about that. Okay, so that's how to book a future webinar. Training courses is very, very similar, so I won't actually demonstrate that. So the process is more or less the same. If you wanted to buy a webinar from our previous, from our library of previous events, you go into this drop-down menu here, and we've kind of categorized them for you. I'm going to choose one on technology. Okay, webinars on demand technology. Browse through what's on offer. You can look at each link to get a better description. I'm going to choose the one on backing up, and you get a little bit of a blurb about it, a little bit about the speaker. The cost here is £21 plus VAT. Unfortunately, if you're in the EU and you're registered for VAT, due to the immediate download that you get, or the immediate streaming that you get, we're unable to send you an invoice in advance under the reverse charge. So you will be paying UK VAT. People outside the EU, you're not affected by it at all. So you simply add to the cart, and once you've paid for it, you will receive an immediate link to the streamed webinar, which you'll be able to view for up to 90 days, as many times as you like. You can also download any materials that were made available for the live webinar. So again, it's really just like attending a real webinar. Then all that's left to do is to log in on the day. I'll just show you quickly. This is confirmation of one I did earlier. Once we have sent you the confirmation, which we do manually, by the way, so that comes to you on the first working day. It's not actually immediate. And it contains a link which is unique to you. You do not share it with anybody else. And on the day, you simply click to join the webinar. So that's it. All you need now is obviously your computer with speakers. You don't need a mic because you communicate with us by typing through on the panel, on the communications panel. You do need broadband. Dial-up is not too good for the quality. Broadband as fast as you can manage, of course. You need a nice quiet room with no interruptions. Turn the phone off. You need a printer, not necessarily during the webinar, but we would be sending you handouts and so on, so you might want to have those printed out. And pour yourself a nice cup of coffee, ready to relax in front of your computer screen and learn. Just one or two minor limitations. If you're on a PC, you will find no restrictions at all. If you're on a Mac, to play your recording, that is to say the follow-up recording from a live webinar, you will need Windows Media Components. No problems if you're playing a library webinar, because it's a different system. And if you have an iPad or want to use your iPad, you unfortunately cannot use this for training courses, but you can use it for a live webinar. You cannot use it to view a follow-up recording, but it's absolutely fine for library recordings. So that's about it from me. eCPD provides no hassle CPD. It's quality learning from experts and peers in your field. Both I and my colleague Maya Figueroa are practicing translators, so we do know what you want and what who's best to provide the information you require. And of course we will always listen to you if you want a particular training course, and if possible we will do it. So we try to save you money by cutting out your travel, and there's no overnight stays, and our fees are very reasonable. You save loads of time because you can get straight back to work after you've finished your learning session, and you earn valuable CPD. So that's it. Quality online learning for translators and interpreters with no hassle and no travel. Just visit our website, and thank you so much for listening.